Hi everyone, thanks again for joining me for this week's Soulmate Oracle reading. I'm Anne Elizabeth and I give general love readings on a weekly basis, focusing on divine partners, soulmates, twin flames, all spiritual connections that go to the matters of the heart. Now, if you're just landing on this video and it doesn't match up to the dates, basically this was a video that was sent to you, and these are messages coming from above, higher above, not from me. I'm just using my abilities and what I'm picking up from the higher above, from the divine, so that I can relay these messages to you. It's up to you to use these messages for your highest good, to empower your relationships, because you know what, it's all about what we can do for ourselves and in our relationships, because we are the ones that are faced with the choices. Nobody can tell you what to do. Nobody can tell you what the right choice is and what decision you need to make, because if someone does that, I would say definitely go away from that person, because they're not helping you. They're telling you what to do, and it's all about you finding your answer and what you need from within inside your heart. Okay, so first things first, I want to say happy autumn equinox. Yes, today is the day, or happy spring equinox. This is a new season. This is a new beginning, and I love autumn. It's one of my favorite times of the year, and I also love spring, but I'm not in spring, so I'm going to talk more about autumn. It is a time when I feel more empowered. If for some reason, I think it is my favorite season. I know a lot of people are saying, why? It is, because it's about celebration, it's about harvest, it's about spirituality, about meditation, and it isn't because my birthday is next month. It's not because I'm born in autumn, but it's just something about it, something about this time of the year. I just love it. I love to celebrate everything about it. It is also a time when we have to reflect on what we want for our future, for what we are looking at for the new year. And yes, we don't want to talk about that right now, but this is a time when you need to just like focus on yourself and kind of like go back to what happened during the previous season and how you can make it a better time for you, a better place for you, a better atmosphere for you. We've had a lot of energy shifts, and boy, they were serious. They were intense. They were really extreme. Yes, and some of us are still going through it. I know there's times when you just feel it. The shifts that occurred back in August, you're feeling them now, but it's kind of like slowing down. But it's something that we may just still linger on for a little while, maybe for another month or two, because of it is still traveling around. You know, it's in our atmosphere, as you can see with this extreme weather, this extreme energy with the weather system. It's like crazy. It's like in all parts of the world. It's not necessarily, oh, we're seeing hurricanes or we're seeing fires or we're seeing all these different things happen. It's all around our globe. And you know what? If it's happening in one part of the world, it's actually happening to us because it travels. It's like we're all connected, just like the water, you know, around the world is just all connected. So I strongly encourage you that you focus on deeply focusing on yourself, focusing on meditation, focusing on spirituality, focusing on whatever it takes to get you stronger, to get uplifted, raise your vibration. We always talk about raising our vibration, okay? So if this reading video resonates with you, fine. Take what does and leave what doesn't. If it doesn't resonate with you, I strongly advise that you revisit this video again. Maybe sometimes we have some things going on in our life. We're preoccupied. Maybe we have like some ego touched inside of us that we're not ready to hear it. It happens to me all the time. So I invite you to revisit this video and watch it when you're feeling more open to it. Also, if you find that this reading may benefit someone else, you know, just by all means forward this reading, this video, however you got it, and let this other person, you know, see what they need to see to benefit them as well as you. So this is all an energy exchange. I do plan on making live videos and sharing more of my experiences of what I feel about twin flames, about what I went through. A lot of people ask me questions, and I do plan on making more Q&A videos. Just we're so limited on time that, you know, I'm really like pressed for it, you know, so it's like trying to get everything done, but at the same time taking it slow. So without further delay, let's begin. Okay, so today I'm going to be using one of my favorite decks. I love this deck, Nature's Whispers Oracle cards, and it's Angela Hartfield and Josephine Wall. The artwork is phenomenal. It's just that this artwork just really speaks to me. There's always messages that I get looking into her cards. Okay, so the first card that I pulled, open your heart. And this is a very, very beautiful card. As you can see, this woman is opening her heart, and this beautiful, looks like a swan or some type of bird that is around her. Yes, I believe it's a swan. It's embracing. Actually, she's part of the swan, and she's opening her heart. And you could see the moon behind her, and there's another bird in the back flying. It's a very beautiful time to open your heart. Like we talked about with the autumn equinox, it's not a time to be sad. It's not a time to look at, oh, I wish things were better for me in the summer, because I hear this a lot. This is why I'm saying this. When you are looking at things kind of like not downward, but not so much with enthusiasm, like you're not focused on it. It's a reflection of what you're feeling and holding on inside. Seriously, you're not opening your heart. You're not allowing the love to come through. Yes, we can think about it and say it could have been better, but you know what? It's still good because we are all here. We are still breathing. We are still here. We give gratitude to the light, because this is who we are. Opening your heart is what the Divine Masculine is here to do. The Divine Masculine is starting to look at these things, and Divine Masculine has been going through a periodic time of release, surrender, letting go, release, surrender, coming back, hiding, going back, and it's been like a pattern going on for a little while. Not that I'm saying that this is a bad thing, but because the Divine Masculine is opening his heart, it's not a necessarily thing that everybody has to do all at once, because many times it takes time for us to open our hearts. You may be going through something in your life where maybe your situation isn't as clear and you're not getting what you want out of your love relationship because that person doesn't seem to hear you. Well, maybe because you're not opening your heart, you're not revealing what your heart is saying. Many times we just go through the motions. Yeah, we are opening our heart. Yes, we are ready to receive. But are you really ready to receive? I know that a lot of times I do this. I mean, this is why I give an example on myself, because sometimes ego can take over and you can say, oh no, I opened my heart. No, sometimes we don't. We close our hearts because we're scared. And fear has a big role in this. When we're afraid to open our hearts, we can't open our hearts to that person. Maybe that person is coming back into our lives, and maybe they want a second chance. And maybe you want to give that person a second chance. You're connected. You feel that connection, but you're playing hard to get. You're kind of like saying, I'm going to let them sweat it out, and I'm going to let them know that I'm upset at what happened previously, or I want them to know what I feel about the situation. Whatever your situation is, it's time to let it go and just open your heart. Say, you know what, I release and surrender. I'm not going to allow it to happen. Okay, so sometimes it's good to just bury the hatchet. That's what I'm saying. It's not about you forgiving so easily, because sometimes it's hard to do that as well. You have to feel it in your heart. And if you don't open your heart, you're never going to forgive. You're never going to let it go. You're never going to feel the love that you want to feel, because your mind is saying, I'm hurting, and you may be hurting that you're protecting. Your protective mechanism is not allowing you to open your heart. Same thing goes with that person. Maybe the opposite, what I'm saying, is not for you. Maybe it's for that person, and you need to let them see that it's okay and it's safe, that they don't have to worry about you hurting them again. Maybe you've done something. Whatever the case is, it's a time to just release and let it go. Just let it go and just be the person you are deep in your soul center, because opening your heart is the first step, and the first step with obtaining a deep love relationship. And that goes with all love relationships, and that goes with a relationship maybe you're not involved with. Maybe you want a love relationship. You're not loving yourself because you're not opening your heart. And by not opening your heart, you're not allowing love to flow through. Okay, so let's go to the next card. Inner truth. And as you can see, this young woman, this young lady, this little girl is looking through a light, looking through a lantern, and looking through a lot of areas, a lot of openings. Inner truth starts from within. Inner truth starts from not somebody telling you what the right thing to do is, but the inner truth actually starts from your soul, your core. And when you allow it to unfold, to bring a new life, a new feeling of love in yourself, you've discovered something very sacred. And where you've discovered it, it's actually giving you a feeling of peace, a feeling of, I can do this. I don't have to be scared anymore. When you're scared, you're putting all this pressure on yourself. And that's not the thing that you want to do. You don't want to put this pressure on yourself. You don't want the inner truth that you have to be locked up inside of you. You need to focus on what you truly want in your heart. When you focus what your heart is telling you, you're actually going to find it. Now, I know many of you may be waiting for this certain type of love to come into your life. Maybe you're involved with someone and you're not really into that person, or you are into that person, but that person's more of just someone just not to feel alone in your life. And guess what? It's all because of you don't want to feel alone because you're not opening your heart. Maybe there is someone that you're waiting for, or someone that you're still connected to, that you don't feel any ounce of hope. Maybe there's something there that you're blocking. Whatever the case is, I don't know what your situation is, but only you know. This is a time for you to release and just let it all go. Just let that inner truth come through and look at it as, I'm not really opening my heart to what my inner truth is telling me because I'm afraid. And because I'm afraid of anything that's meaningful to come into my life. Because you are right now going through a bit amount of uncertainty, okay? This is why being uncertain in your life is only going to make things worse for you, because you're not going to see how this works. I mean, sometimes it just feels like we're just going around in circles in our lives, and that's why I don't want to continue to tell you how to open your truth if you don't know how to open your truth. But what you're doing right now is you're not letting yourself feel the love. That's basically what Divine Masculine has been doing. When a Divine Masculine closes himself, and that goes for men and women. It's not that Divine Masculine is meant for one particular type of relationship. Like I said before, it's not not relationship, but either a man or a woman. It's all about what you need to do in order to find your inner truth. And that's what the Divine Masculine is saying. The Divine Masculine is tired. Divine Masculine knows about this, but the Divine Masculine is also afraid. And there's so much going on right now that maybe you are uncertain of. So the inner truth needs to be brought out however it is brought out. Sometimes you may have to work with whatever is in front of you in order to manifest that inner light that's inside of you. In order to open your heart, sometimes you have to dig deep, and sometimes that means releasing what is causing you to prevent your heart from opening. Remember, it's not always what you think on the top of your head, because that's where our ego or our mind or our emotions kind of like cover it all up. It's always something that is kind of like deep, deep, deep inside. And because it's always deep inside, we don't want to always admit it. So when we don't admit it, we're not facing up to what our inner truth is. Okay, I hope that makes sense, because it's a lot to do with what's going on with the collective right now. Opening up that part of themselves that they've never seen before, like the inner truth has to pretty much just blossom, just let go. And that's what this time of the year is a good time to do. Okay, so let's go to the next card. Intuition. And I love this card. It's one of my favorite cards. When I get this card, I feel like the way this woman is in this picture, with all these lights coming through, and just the intuition is releasing, and it's actually opening up something a little bit more deeper, something a little bit more brighter, because Divine Feminine, she's got a lot. She's got a lot that she's focusing on. And Divine Feminine is starting to use this intuition. Maybe you're starting to see something. Maybe you're not exactly letting go of everything, but you're starting to get ideas. Maybe I need to start doing things differently in my life and start over again, not blaming anyone, not blaming myself, more importantly, because a lot of people I see do this. Mainly you need to focus on what the intuition in your heart is telling you. That's where it starts. Facing your inner truth, to open your heart, comes from the intuition that comes from deep inside. Now, a lot of people ask me, how do I enhance my intuition? How do I become more aware, psychically aware? Well, actually, everybody has intuition. Everyone has that sense that they can feel, they understand things, but many times people don't pay attention to it. They're more fixed on today's world. Yes, and I hate to say it, it happens to all of us, even myself. I mean, we all get caught up with the challenges and things that happen in our lives that we get distracted. You know, even if you are so like in tune with spirituality and the earth and the world, and you love everything that's been, you know, surrounding you, but though you're not really taking time out for yourself. And I say this all the time because this is where we fail to see the true feeling of love inside of our hearts, because we don't take time to pay attention to what those little reminders, kind of like, you know, when we see the little cartoons and they see the little angel and the little well, I don't like to say the devil guy, but yeah, there's like, that's like the kind of like the temptation that we get, because it's negative and positive. It lives in all of us. It's not like we can be, you know, always positive. We do have anger issues. We do have negativity sometimes that we carry within ourselves from accumulating. It's like saying it's impossible to breathe in carbon monoxide in this world, or any type of toxins in this world, unless you live on an island where there is nothing around, and even there still might be something as well. But this is, well, I'm getting a phone call, but I'm going to deny it. So you are right now at a time where the intuition is speaking to you. And because that intuition is speaking to you, you are going through so much heartache inside yourself that you don't realize you're not allowing that heartache to be let go of. Kind of like the release and surrender, release what doesn't serve a purpose in your life, because it all happens to us and we end up feeling neglected. We feel like there is something there that it's time for us to stop looking at what people said, what people did, and start looking at the inner light that is inside of us currently, because that's what matters. It's not even about what you're looking at inside of you because you're afraid and you're not opening yourself to what that intuition is telling you. Yes, it's telling you it's time to start looking, start opening, start realizing that it's time to start letting go, surrendering, and opening your heart to that inner truth, because that inner truth has a lot to tell you. Trust me. It has so much to tell you that you're not even paying attention to it. If you would pay attention to it, I know you're going to see a whole new atmosphere inside of you. You're going to see a whole new environment inside of you, just like what we see going on in this world. We look at it, we're surrounded by it, and guess what? We can't change it. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do to change things, but we just try to make things brighter. We make things easier if we can. When you do it this way, you end up finding that, hey, I do see a light. I do see that area of love inside of me. I can do this. I can make it happen, but it has to come from within myself, and once I trust it, Divine Feminine wants it, but she's not completely trusting it. That's where she needs to be led to. This is like the Divine Feminine is inside of all of us as well, just like the Divine Masculine. So if you're not trusting what your intuition is telling you and questioning it and doubting it and saying, oh, well, maybe it's wishful thinking, maybe I'm just getting a thought, maybe I'm just, you know, my mind is just out there and I don't know if I'm listening to it, and then you just block it. Well, that's where the first step of not allowing intuition to guide your life, first of all. And two, you're not allowing what is being told to you. Those messages, those are messages. I mean, yes, we can pay attention to a lot of things, and wishful thinking always comes in place, and we always like, well, maybe I'm just hoping for it. Could be. Write it down. Write it down, and if you keep getting the same message consecutively, I can't tell you how many days or how many weeks, but you're getting that same message and it pops up as a sign. Test it first. Test it. Look at what is coming to you, what is being given to you, because that's the only way that you're going to find out if you are getting a message or your intuition is talking to you. You're getting something from the divine telling you what you need to understand in your life, whatever that may be. I don't know. Like I said, these are readings that are for the collective, not necessarily for one particular person. It's okay. So let's go to the last card. Shift your energy. And as you can see, this woman, or yeah, it's a woman, is shifting her energy. Shifting your energy is not necessarily a bad thing. Shifting your energy is actually a good thing, because just like the seasons change, just like how we get into a new season and maybe we're not comfortable with the change. Maybe the comfortable feeling of, well, I'm not happy with the way things are because I just am not settled in my skin and I want to move, or I want to go away, I want to leave. That's shifting your energy. That's a good thing, shifting your energy. But if you're not happy anywhere you go, I mean inside you, then guess what? You're not going to be happy if you move, if you change that. And that's where I'm talking about trusting your intuition right here, because shifting your energy means that you need to stop looking at things negatively. If there is something in your mind that keeps like attacking you and telling you worry, doubt, negative thoughts that keep creeping up inside of you. And can we have intuition with negative thoughts? Yes, we can. Negative thoughts don't necessarily mean that they're always positive either. Maybe there's a sign, a message being given to you, but you need to shift your energy. Maybe you're too fixated at it has to be a certain way, and maybe you're kind of like putting like a stubborn energy on it that you don't want to change. You don't want to see things in a different way. Maybe this person that you're with, maybe this person has been telling you something and you're not really getting what she says or he says, and maybe they want to get closer, or they don't understand you. For whatever reason, it's time to shift your energy, because you're not opening your heart. This is clearly a message. It's all blending in. And I'm getting messages while I'm talking. It's not something that I'm just reading from the cards, but it's actually something coming from my guides that's telling somebody out there, whoever you are, you need to just, sweetie, you need to shift your energy. You need to stop looking at old past patterns and feel like you're stuck, because trust me, you are not stuck. This is a message for you. Intuition is trying to come through to you, and you need to just listen. Trust what is being given to you. Trust what you've been feeling. Maybe somebody will come up to you and just say something random that you're going to say, I know what they're talking about. I've been hearing this message. Maybe I need to just listen to it. And maybe it's far-fetched. Maybe it's something you don't even think of. Those are the messages that usually mean a whole lot, and they reveal a whole lot. I see this all the time. You have to go for higher ascension. You have to rise up. Raise your vibration is one step. 2 step is thinking positive affirmations, not allowing negativity to creep up. And that's why I always try to give out as much positive motivation and support to you all on social media. If you guys are not following me, if any of you are not following me, I highly recommend that we kind of like connect, because I like to see what you're doing as well. I like positive energy exchange. That's what I love about social media. So it's not just me revealing all about what I feel, but I want to see what your side is showing. And you know what? I've made a lot of new friends, and I love it. I love it. And I feel like that's where maybe you need to shift your energy and focus on the positive, whatever that may be. Okay, so I really hope that this reading resonated with you. There was a lot of messages that came through during this reading that I just felt like this is meaningful for someone, and I hope that they're getting it. If you didn't resonate with it completely, but you kind of are, I highly recommend that you come back to this reading video at another time when you're more open to it. Usually it's when you know when to go back to it, when you have the free time and you're saying, you know what, I'm open, I'm going to fix myself a cup of tea or coffee, and I'm just going to chill out and watch the video or listen to the video, however you're receiving it. Okay, so if you would like to get a personalized reading, I do offer phone chat and email readings, and the links are down in my description area. Also, I do have several blog articles and videos that you can check out on my YouTube and Facebook channel. Now, I am going to start doing IGTV, smaller, shorter videos. I have been shortening these videos, but they haven't been, I don't feel the message is getting across like the way it should. Maybe I'll do a 2-card spread or something, or maybe 1, I don't know. I'll see where the spirit leads me, but whatever it is, I'm here for you guys, and I'm trying my best to do as much as I can. Sometimes I overload myself, and that's, you know, that's why I get messages. I actually get messages, slow down, ground yourself, take it easy, meditate, and I'm like, okay, yes, I feel it. And a lot of you have been sending me these messages. I feel it, and I see it in the social media, anything that I look at. So I love you guys, and I want to be here for you all, but if I'm a little bit delayed on the readings, if it's like I ask for 72 hours for email readings, but if it goes to 96 hours, I apologize. If it goes any further than that, please email me to let me know. Phone readings are usually done within 24 hours and chat, because I give a higher priority, as many of you know, because we're set for time, and you know, I like to get it as quickly as possible. I don't do emergency readings like some people, and you know, like charge an extra fee. So it's fine if anybody else does it, but I like to do first come first serve. Everybody is equal, and I don't like to do that right now, because it's just something I feel like this is the best way for me to give my readings. But anyways, I hope you guys are all enjoying this beautiful time of the year. As we know, beautiful seasons are coming up, and we're excited. I'm excited. I hope you are too. And if you have any questions, you can post them in the comments area. I try my best to get to everyone as quickly as possible, and I hope we can connect on Instagram or Facebook. Just please be patient. If you are sending me a message, DM, I don't really check as often, but I do try to check in periodically, because I get kind of confused with the little arrow thingy. I'm still learning with social media. Please forgive me if I'm not chatting with you guys the way other people do. Okay, so here I go. I just know that you guys are just amazing and beautiful, and I love you all, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week. God bless you. Namaste.